Hello, my fellow animal lovers. How are you today? Before I ferry you to dreamland, if you love the content and you love animals, I encourage you to show your support by subscribing. By the way, tell us where you are in the world in the comments section. What time do you like watching our channel? I look forward to reading all your comments. Enjoy. Chapter 1: The Field in the Quiet Hour. The light of the day has gracefully receded, not with a sudden snap, but a languid, almost imperceptible dissolution, like sugar melting in cool water. The sun has slipped below the farthest edge of the earth, taking with it the sharp edges and vivid hues of the afternoon. Now the world is held in the deep, soft, quiet hour, a liminal space where the lingering warmth of the day meets the emerging coolness of the night. The sky, a moment ago, a canvas of fiery oranges and fading purples, has softened into an endless indigo expanse, dotted with the first hesitant pinpricks of distant stars. The shadows, once defined and stark, have stretched and mingled until they are one vast, seamless shadow, a blanket woven from the last threads of a blue summer sky, draped tenderly over the landscape. The very air, which was once charged with the vibrant energy of the sun's embrace, now holds a different kind of warmth. It is a humid, gentle warmth that feels less like heat and more like a soft breath against the skin, carrying with it the fresh, new, earthy scent of the night. There's a delicate aroma of damp soil rising from the ground, mingling with the subtle, sweeter perfumes of unseen flowers that have only just begun to unfurl their petals in the twilight. This is a time of stillness, a time when the world goes to sleep, not in a sudden slumber, but in a gradual, peaceful descent into repose. The loud, insistent sounds of the day, the distant rumble of traffic, the sharp calls of busy birds, the murmur of human activity, have faded into a hushed memory, and the quiet, secret sounds of the evening are beginning to emerge, to make themselves known, weaving a delicate tapestry of auditory tranquility. Listen closely. The first of these sounds, or rather the first feeling of sound, is not a distinct note, but a pervasive presence. It is the steady, incessant pulse of 1,000 tiny hearts, a collective rhythmic beat that seems to emanate from the very core of the field. It is the low, undulating hum of the crickets, a chorus that begins deep within the intricate tangle of the long grass, a singular, almost imperceptible vibration, and then rises steadily, gradually, to fill the entire air. It becomes a soft, vibrating blanket of sound, enveloping everything, a living, breathing acoustic cocoon. This hum is a slow, rhythmic breathing that belongs to the field itself, an ancient, elemental pulse that has resonated through countless evenings. This hum does not stop. It is not a fleeting melody, but a constant, unwavering presence, an auditory anchor in the deepening darkness. And if you listen even more closely, allowing your ears to sift through the pervasive drone, you might discern a higher note, a different pulse, a soft thrumming sound, like a gentle plucking of invisible strings. This is the chorus of the katydids, a delicate melodic thrum that weaves in and out of the cricket's deeper hum, creating a subtle contrapuntal harmony. It is a quiet, almost imperceptible song, yet it is undeniably a part of the night, a part of the profound calm that settles over the world. It suggests that even in stillness, there is intricate, layered life, a constant, gentle dialogue happening just beyond the edge of our daily awareness. The darkness continues its silent descent, deepening from indigo to a rich, velvety black. The air, with each passing minute, feels cleaner now, purer, as if the night has scrubbed it free of the day's dust and distractions. It holds a rich, fecund scent of damp earth, newly released from the sun's embrace, and the intoxicating perfumes of the nocturnal flowers. Jasmine, honeysuckle, and night blooming cereus that have waited patiently for the sun to set before releasing their intoxicating perfume into the cool, still air. In this profound quiet, a new kind of life begins to wake, a life that is fundamentally different from the boisterous, sun drenched existence of the day. It is not the life of the explicit, the seen, but a secret, whispered life that exists only in the soft velvet of the dark, a world of subtle movements and silent signals. And in this perfect stillness, amidst the low grounding hum of the crickets and the quiet rhythmic breath of the field, the first light appears, a luminous harbinger of a new kind of wonder. It is a hesitant light, not bold or assertive, but a single fleeting spark, as if the night itself is testing the boundaries of its own darkness. A brief pale yellow or soft green flicker, a sudden unexpected point of light that appears for just a moment, hangs suspended in the thick air, and then is gone, swallowed back by the immense dark. It is a gentle silent question mark etched in the humid air, a tiny wandering wonder, inviting contemplation rather than demanding attention. The light appears as if from nowhere, a soft internal glow from within a tiny unseen body, and then it vanishes as quickly and mysteriously as it came, leaving behind only a lingering impression on the retina, a ghost of luminosity. Its transience is part of its magic, making each appearance feel precious and unique. This light, so ethereal and captivating, is a cold light. It is not made by the destructive force of fire or the radiating warmth of heat, but by a patient, silent chemical work that happens inside a tiny living body. This process, a marvel of natural chemistry, is called bioluminescence. A complex organic molecule called luciferin meets with a specific enzyme, luciferase, and in the presence of oxygen, a transformation occurs. With no effort, no friction, no heat, a soft, living light is born. It is a biological marvel, a living, breathing light, a piece of the cosmos captured in a moment, a miracle of soft, cool energy. It is a light so gentle and cool that it can sit on the delicate surface of a blade of grass without ever warming it, without causing the slightest tremor of heat. This coolness emphasizes its purity, its inherent difference from any human-made illumination. It feels like a whisper made visible, a silent thought expressed in pure radiance. One light flickers, a solitary sentinel. Then another appears far away, a soft yellow dot, seemingly acknowledging the first from across the vast expanse of the field. And then another closer by, a quick pale green pulse, a response perhaps to an unseen call. These are the first of them, the single scattered wanderers, the silent sparks that begin to rise from the damp soil and the deep tangled grass, ascending into the heavy humid air. They float with an unhurried grace, brief points of focus in the immense comforting darkness, each a miniature universe of light. A single light, a single thought, a gentle occupation for the mind that prevents the relentless press of anxious thoughts and allows the listener to simply drift, to surrender to the quiet contemplation of the unfolding night. The subtle, repetitive nature of their appearance offers a quiet counterpoint to the busy internal monologues that so often dominate our waking hours. The field, in this quiet hour, is profoundly not an empty space. It is not just a place where things grow, where life passively unfolds. It is a vast living presence, a character of its own, imbued with its own consciousness and rhythm, and in the dark it speaks with a new subtle voice. The silent, blinking fireflies are the visible manifestations of this voice, a slow, unhurried conversation that is just beginning, a luminous dialogue whispered across the vastness. They are the first notes of a soft, meandering song, a lullaby whispered by the quiet workings of the world, a testament to the intricate interconnectedness of all things in this nocturnal tapestry. The hum of the crickets holds the earth, providing a deep, resonant foundation, a constant embrace that grounds the entire scene, and the lights of the fireflies, ethereal and free, float above it like thoughts rising from the deep, creating a delicate, shimmering veil. This is the beginning of the evening dialogue, a soft, gentle secret, a time for true rest, for the mind to unspool and the spirit to find its quiet anchor. Chapter 2: The Soft Glowing Wanderers. As the deep, velvety, and all encompassing dark majestically settles over the sprawling, silent landscape, more and more of these soft, ethereal, and enchanting lights begin their gentle, almost magical appearance, each embarking upon its own unhurried, meandering, and solitary journey across the quiet, dew-kissed fields. Their enchanting, deliberate flight is emphatically not a hurried, purposeful movement burdened with a rigid, predefined destination or an urgent timetable, but rather a gentle, looping, almost dreamlike dance, an aerial ballet performed with exquisite grace for the exclusive audience of the tranquil, observing night. Some fireflies, like the enchanting Photinus pyralis, gracefully and effortlessly rise and fall through the dark, cool, and inviting air, meticulously painting a soft, luminous, and elegant J-shaped curve with their fleeting golden light, an arc of pure serene beauty drawn against the canvas of infinite blackness. A single, exquisitely long and sustained flash of light is emitted on the forward and upward portion of each deliberate, graceful loop, as if the small, wondrous beetle is meticulously tracing a quiet, glowing, secret letter, an intimate, luminous calligraphy for no one but the vast, understanding, and patient night itself, a silent message whispered in light. This mesmerizing movement is a slow, languid sway, an effortless, almost weightless way of floating through the air rather than flying with any sense of urgency, determined purpose, or frantic haste. The male firefly is simply cruising, unburdened by the concept of time, in no apparent rush whatsoever, patiently and serenely searching for a kindred spirit, a silent, glowing partner to share the vastness of the night. Other distinct species of these luminous wanderers move in subtly different, yet equally gentle and captivating ways, further reinforcing the pervasive theme of unhurried, effortlessly gentle movement that intrinsically defines the nocturnal world of the firefly. The Photinus ignitus males, for instance, fly remarkably straight and perfectly level, maintaining an unwavering trajectory, emitting a brief, singular, and precise pulse of light every few seconds without altering their calm, steady speed or direction. The flashes they produce are exquisitely simple and quiet, yet profoundly impactful, a gentle, rhythmic pulse that precisely repeats itself, over a slow, deliberately measured, and consistent interval, serving as a natural, calming metronome in the vast, silent darkness. This consistent, predictable repetition of simple, predictable flight patterns and serene, precisely timed flashes of light serves as a profound and deeply effective form of rhythmic meditation for the ever active, often overwhelmed human mind. It generously provides a low stakes, non threatening visual to effortlessly follow, a predictable, comforting pattern that feels remarkably like a gentle, cradling, rocking motion, soothing the restless spirit and inviting deep relaxation. The human brain, often a relentless, tireless machine, ceaselessly searching for complex patterns, hidden meanings, and intricate puzzles, is here given a wonderfully safe, elegantly simple, and utterly undemanding one to follow, preventing it from wandering into more stressful, cognitively demanding territory or frantically creating its own elaborate, worrisome, and burdensome narratives. By simply observing this slow, straight line of light, or the gentle arcing J curve, the mind is given an easy, tangible, and deeply comforting image to hold, effortlessly occupying its attention in a non demanding way and allowing it to settle deeply, profoundly, and completely into a state of serene, unblemished tranquility. This entire world, bathed in the soft, intermittent glow of the fireflies, is by its very nature a world without any trace of urgency, a refreshing and much needed antidote to the incessant demands and pressures of daily life. The small, shimmering lights in the expansive, murmuring field are not engaged in any frantic race against time or against each other. There is no competition, no need for speed, no finish line to cross. They are simply moving with the slow, inevitable, and utterly gentle flow of the deepening evening, carried by an unseen, ancient, and powerful current that dictates the rhythm of the natural world. Each delicate flicker, each graceful loop, each brief luminous pulse is a quiet, self contained, and perfectly complete moment in a vast, profound, and utterly silent natural process, an ongoing cosmic dance. The cool night air is generously filled with these soft, glowing wanderers, their effortless, rhythmic movements, a living, breathing embodiment of the timeless, comforting phrase, slowly, slowly, a gentle mantra whispered by the night. The serene rhythm of their light, a silent, visual beat, gently helps the restless human mind to find its own quiet, unhurried pace, to drift effortlessly without conscious thought, and to follow without any conscious effort or mental strain, surrendering completely to the natural, soothing rhythm of the night. Chapter 3: A Secret Language of Light. As the night deepens further into its inky, enveloping embrace, transitioning from twilight to true darkness, the individual, scattered flickers of light, once seemingly random, begin to coalesce and gracefully form a larger, more intricate, and profoundly meaningful picture. The myriad different flashes, though appearing spontaneous, are emphatically not random, chaotic bursts, but rather integral components of a silent, profound, and highly nuanced conversation, an unspoken, luminous dialogue that gracefully moves and resonates through the dark, expansive field, weaving a tapestry of light. Each unique species of firefly possesses its own specific, highly intricate, and utterly unique pattern of flashes, a luminous signature, a bioluminescent fingerprint that distinctly identifies and differentiates it from all others. There are precise, deliberate pulses of light and calculated, extended pauses, quick, vibrant bursts of luminescence, and prolonged, quiet moments of darkness, together forming a secret, intricate code, a complex, elegant language of light that only the fireflies themselves fully understand and decode with innate precision. The flying males emit their particular species specific pattern, diligently cruising leisurely through the cool night air, casting their light as an invitation, while the females, patiently perched on low leaves and slender branches, quietly wait and watch with discerning eyes, observing the silent calls. When a discerning female observes a suitable and recognized flash pattern, a luminous beckoning from a potential mate of her own species, she responds with a single, answering flicker of her own, a gentle acknowledgement, a soft return of the light, indicating her presence and willingness. This gentle, intricate call and response dance, a silent, luminous courtship ritual, can continue for a wonderfully long, unhurried time, a slow and patient exchange of light and shadow in the profound, quiet dark, a testament to the unhurried pace and deep intricacies of nature's communication. In some exceptionally rare and truly special places, where the population of these enchanting luminous fireflies is remarkably dense and thriving, a truly remarkable and awe-inspiring phenomena occurs, a spectacle of coordinated beauty. Thousands upon thousands of male fireflies, particularly robust species like the Phodinis carolinus, begin to flash their lights in perfect, breathtaking synchronization, creating a truly spectacular, unified light show that resembles nothing so much as a mesmerizing, flowing display of running Christmas lights stretched across the vast, dark expanse of the forest floor and tree canopy, a living, breathing light installation. This astonishing collective unity is not a chaotic, frenzied spectacle to be watched with excited, hurried anticipation or a sense of urgency, but rather a moment of profound, quiet, and deeply peaceful cohesion, a natural harmony rendered in pure light, a testament to collective intelligence. It is a direct and elegantly evolved response to a fundamental ecological challenge posed by a crowded, bustling world of competing signals. When there are simply too many males flashing their lights in a confined, small space, the visual field can quickly become a cluttered landscape of flashes, an overwhelming mosaic of competing, indistinct signals, making it exceedingly difficult for a lone female to accurately recognize and respond to the distinct species-specific pattern of her own kind amidst the pervasive visual noise. By synchronizing their light, the myriad males are brilliantly able to maintain the fidelity of the signal, ensuring clarity and recognition in the pervasive presence of all the other flickering competing lights, a masterful act of natural cooperative communication and signal preservation. This extraordinary synchronization of light, a natural wonder, serves as a powerful and deeply resonant metaphor for the process of calming the often overwhelmed and scattered human mind. Just as the fireflies unify their scattered individual light into a singular, cohesive, and unmistakable beacon to cut through the visual clutter and noise of the nocturnal world, we too can find a single, unified calming signal to steadfastly follow when our thoughts feel scattered, chaotic, and utterly overwhelming, pulling us in 1,000 different, anxious directions. The slow, steady, and impeccably even tone of the narrator's voice inherently becomes that unified guiding force, the synchronized light, a consistent auditory beacon that gently helps the listener's scattered, anxious thoughts to gradually, effortlessly fall into a single, peaceful, and rhythmic pattern, much like the perfectly coordinated flashes of the fireflies. The collective, synchronized light of the fireflies is a powerful living testament to the inherent strength, profound beauty, and calming power of a unified, gentle, and rhythmic presence in a world that is often filled with otherwise noisy, chaotic, and demanding signals, offering a soothing, natural counterpoint to the day's cacophony and mental agitation, inviting peace. Chapter 4: The Stillness Below the Leaf. The focus now gracefully and deliberately shifts from the vibrant, dancing lights illuminating the expansive air to the quiet, often overlooked, and deeply hidden life that thrives in the rich, dark soil. Directly below, a world of patient stillness, profound growth, and subterranean secrets. The firefly, which is scientifically categorized not as a fly, but as a fascinating type of winged beetle, spends the vast majority, indeed, most of its long and patient life cycle in its mysterious larval stage, a period of profound growth, quiet development, and unseen transformation. These fascinating creatures, affectionately known as glowworms, due to their constant, soft, and consistent luminescence, live a largely hidden, unobserved existence, spending up to 2 patient, transformative years burrowed deep within the moist, fertile soil, nestled securely and intimately beneath the soft, decomposing layer of fallen leaves and decaying logs, becoming one with the earth. The ground itself, so often dismissed, overlooked, or simply taken for granted in our hurried superficial perception of the world, is for them a sacred protective sanctuary, a protective haven of profound rest, deep nourishment, and unhurried growth. This subterranean realm is their quiet crucible, where they patiently and steadily grow, slowly feeding on unsuspecting, soft bodied creatures such as delicate snails and segmented earthworms, absorbing sustenance and transforming in their hidden subterranean world, preparing for their luminous adult phase. Unlike the briefly flashing active adults that gracefully traverse and illuminate the night sky, all firefly larvae, without exception, glow with a steady, constant, unwavering light. It is a dull, subtly protected, yet persistently visible glow that emanates softly but persistently from their abdomens, a consistent internal beacon in the underground darkness, a quiet declaration of their presence. This gentle internal light serves a very special, crucial, and protective purpose. It is a quiet yet incredibly effective protective aura, a subtle, luminous signal, an intrinsic warning to any potential, curious predators that the glowworm possesses a distinctly distasteful and potentially toxic chemical composition, making it an unappealing meal. It is a light that silently and without any urgency or aggression proclaims, "I am safe here, securely protected within this darkness. Do not disturb me, for I am not a pleasant meal." The glow itself is not an active act of communication or a means of attraction for a mate, which is the adult function, but simply an intrinsic passive expression of their deeply protected biological state. A quiet, unwavering, luminous shield in the dark, nurturing earth, ensuring their continued survival and quiet, undisturbed growth until metamorphosis. Guiding the human mind to this secret, soft and profoundly hidden space below the bustling surface of the earth, is a powerful and remarkably effective way to cultivate a deep, abiding sense of profound security, unshakable stability, and inner peace. The listener is gently invited to metaphorically burrow down into the comforting, cool ground with these quiet glowworms, leaving behind the more active, demanding, and often anxious world of the open air and bright lights for the profound, restorative, and grounding stillness of the earth's nurturing embrace. This imaginative descent provides an overwhelming sense of deep, protected rest, a quiet subterranean refuge where the world is not about flashing, urgent signals, external demands, or frantic activity, but about a deep, constant, and steady internal presence, a profound state of being, the glowworm's light, a patient and persistently constant flicker, can be beautifully seen as the mind's last quiet pulse, its final, gentle, almost imperceptible emission before it is fully and completely extinguished by the profound enveloping darkness of sleep, a soft transition. It is a light that is not meant to be seen from afar, not designed for grand display, but rather to offer an intimate sense of safety, profound comfort, and quiet, enduring presence, serving as a perfect, gentle, and utterly reliable guide into the deepest, most restorative part of the tranquil night. Chapter 5: A Symphony of Gentle Sounds. The quiet, gentle glow of the myriad fireflies is, in truth, only one exquisite, captivating part of the evening's full, multi-sensory, and immersive experience. The night, indeed, offers a rich, intricate tapestry of interwoven sensations and profound depths. The entire field is vibrantly, subtly alive, with a gentle, persistent, and utterly rhythmic soundtrack, a constant, enveloping surround sound of insects that fills every corner of the nocturnal air, a living, breathing soundscape. The steady, unwavering chirping of the crickets, a low frequency, almost vibrational, persistent sound, forms a continuous, unbroken hum, a deep, resonant, and grounding background vibration that anchors the night's expansive sonic landscape, providing its foundational pulsing heart. It is a constant, rhythmic beat, a simple, unwavering note that gives the entire night its quiet, pulsing rhythm, its fundamental tempo. Layered delicately and expertly over this foundational cricket chorus is the softer, more raspy, yet equally rhythmic call of the hidden, elusive katydids. These intriguing creatures are often tucked away high in the distant treetops, their forms obscured by the darkness, and their collective chorus, a repetitive, almost conversational, katydid, katydid, is a series of gentle, almost metallic clicks and soft, intricate buzzing sounds that drift effortlessly and sweetly on the cooling evening air, carried by the gentle breeze. These sounds, far from being loud, harsh, or jarring, are instead a soft, intricate texture, a subtle auditory blanket that gently envelops and cradles the listener in its comforting, pervasive embrace, drawing them deeper into the moment. The rustling, whispering sound of the wind as it softly moves through the tall, swaying grass and the tender leaves on the trees, a gentle and delightfully random, ever-changing element, beautifully complements and exquisitely contrasts with the steady, rhythmic, almost predictable sounds of the insects, creating a perfect natural harmony. The exquisite combination of these distinct yet harmoniously blended sounds creates a predictable, deeply hypnotic sonic environment, a natural auditory embrace that soothes the senses. This rich, expansive aural landscape serves as a perfect minesweeper for the ears, diligently working to clear the mental clutter, providing a simple, repetitive rhythm that the mind can effortlessly latch onto, allowing it to gently, gracefully, and completely release its tenacious hold on any internal narrative, any lingering worries, or any anxious, overthinking, circular thoughts that might otherwise persist. The simple, non demanding quality of the sound allows the brain to fully relax its active, often straining search for meaning, purpose, and significance in every sensory input, enabling it to simply observe and rest. The narrator's slow, even, and deliberately paced voice perfectly mirrors these inherent natural rhythms, creating a symbiotic, harmonious, and deeply immersive experience where the voice and the expansive soundscape work in perfect synchronized concert, together guiding the listener into a deeper, more profound, and utterly serene state of rest and tranquility. The night is not silent, not an empty, terrifying void, but rather it speaks in a profound, ancient language that is both calming and inherently repetitive, a language understood intuitively by the oldest, deepest parts of our being, resonating with ancestral memory. The insect chorus is always there, a constant, unwavering presence, a chorus of tiny, unseen musicians playing a timeless, enduring lullaby for the entire world, a nightly serenade. Their song is a deeply resonant song of peace, a sound that has accompanied the night for countless generations, for eons of time, whispering its ancient secrets into the receptive darkness. It is a gentle reminder that the world continues its gentle, rhythmic, and perfectly predictable existence, moving through its cycles, providing a secure, unshakable, and utterly dependable background for deep restorative rest, a foundation of natural order. The mind can effortlessly float on these gentle, pervasive sounds, carried along by a gentle, invisible tide of comforting chirps and soft, rustling whispers, gradually surrendering its tenacious hold on the active, demanding world and allowing itself to simply be, to exist in the present moment, dissolving into the quietude. Chapter 6: The Quiet Gift of Darkness. The firefly's secret, intricate language of light, their very means of survival, courtship, and connection, can only be truly understood, fully appreciated, and perfectly deciphered in a world of profound, authentic, and all encompassing darkness. This is a darkness that is not merely the absence of light, but an active, necessary component of their existence. The fireflies possess a deep, inherent, and absolute biological need for a truly black, star filled sky, a vast celestial canvas devoid of intrusive artificial illumination. This is a darkness that feels friendly and familiar, deeply comforting, and utterly natural, a primeval comfort distinguishing itself sharply from the unnatural, hostile, and menacing glare emanating from a distant, bustling, artificially lit city, which represents a profound disturbance. This fundamental requirement for darkness is not an antagonistic struggle against the presence of light, a battle against illumination, or an aversion to brightness, but rather a fundamental, natural preference, an innate biological desire for the deepest, most encompassing velvet blackness that allows their delicate, subtle signals to truly shine and be perceived without interference or competition. Their light is a quiet whisper, a gentle secret, a subtle communication, almost a hushed confession of existence and intention that can only be intimately shared and properly received in a perfectly quiet, utterly dark room, or in this profound and specific natural case, in a truly dark, expansive field, undisturbed by artificial glare or any form of light pollution. The absence of sky glow, that ubiquitous, diffuse, and often sickeningly glowing haze that perpetually hangs over urban areas and so tragically obscures the magnificent glittering stars, creates a sacred, unadulterated space where the firefly's delicate fleeting light does not have to fiercely compete with overwhelming, intrusive brightness, but can simply, purely, and beautifully shine in its own soft, inherent radiance, its message clear and unhindered. In this pristine natural sanctuary, their fragile, vital signal can be received with perfect clarity and without any disruptive interference, ensuring the continuation of their species and the integrity of their ancient dialogue. The increasing and concerning loss of truly dark spaces, these vital natural havens of nocturnal tranquility and essential biodiversity, is indeed a significant and documented threat to the fireflies' continued survival and their ability to communicate and reproduce, a genuine ecological crisis unfolding quietly in the night. However, this observation is not presented as a point of anxiety or worry, not a desperate call to action fueled by fear, but rather as a profound point of relief and quiet gratitude that such pristine, invaluable places still exist in the world, remnants of a wilder time, and, more importantly, are being actively protected, cherished, and preserved for generations to come, a testament to human stewardship. There is a quiet, growing movement dedicated to creating and safeguarding dark sky places, which are specifically designated and protected for their invaluable natural, educational, and profound cultural value, ensuring their continued existence and accessibility for future generations to experience the wonder of true night. This vital, concerted endeavor is a form of thoughtful, deeply committed environmental stewardship, a gentle, communal act of protecting a precious and dwindling natural resource for the benefit of all living creatures, including humans, who also crave darkness for rest. The darkness itself is thus reframed, not merely as an absence or a void, something to be feared, avoided, or immediately filled with artificial light, but as a necessary, active, and deeply nurturing presence, a vital ingredient for life, communication, and profound rest. The fireflies thrive and flourish within it. Indeed, they cannot communicate, court, or survive without its profound essential embrace. This fundamental reliance profoundly validates our own inherent, often unrecognized need for a quiet, dark, and undisturbed space to rest, rejuvenate, and find inner peace, thereby imbuing the darkness itself with a profoundly positive, active, and protective quality, transforming it into a source of comfort, security, and restoration, a place of peace. The firefly's complete and utter reliance on profound darkness for their intricate, species specific communication imparts to the darkness itself a powerful, purposeful, and indeed sacred quality, transforming it from a mere background into an active participant, It is not merely a passive backdrop for their display, but a living habitat for their unique language, a necessary, essential canvas for their very existence, a medium for their bioluminescent expressions. The script itself, through its narrative and auditory cues, offers a sanctuary of soothing sound and gentle language, a conceptual dark sky place for the human mind, a mental refuge where the pervasive anxieties, worries, and restless thoughts of the day, much like a bright, overwhelming, and intrusive artificial light, are gently but firmly left behind, fading into inconsequence and irrelevance, unable to penetrate the sanctuary. In this quiet, safe, and deeply comforting conceptual space, bathed in the metaphorical darkness, the mind can finally and completely let go, surrendering its active hold on the day's demands, its endless to-do lists, and lovingly embrace the deep, comforting, and boundless blanket of the tranquil night, allowing for profound rest, rejuvenation, and ultimately a peaceful, effortless entry into sleep. This darkness, therefore, becomes not a void, but a nurturing embrace, allowing inner light to shine and true rest to settle. Chapter 7: A Cool and Ancient Light. The quiet, enduring mystery of the firefly's unique, enchanting light gently spirals back into the forefront of our focus, beckoning our attention once more with its subtle allure and profound simplicity. This extraordinary light is not merely simple illumination, a reflection of external sources. It is, in itself, an act of miraculous inherent creation, a profound natural process that happens entirely and exquisitely from within the tiny beetle's very being, a self-generated marvel of biochemical ingenuity. It is famously known as a cool light, a captivating glow that remarkably produces absolutely no heat whatsoever, setting it apart from almost every other form of light we typically encounter in the natural or artificial world, which dissipate energy as heat. It is not frantic or agitated, buzzing with restless energy or friction, nor is it hot with worry, internal combustion, or exertion, as human anxieties often manifest. Instead, it is serenely calm and perfectly controlled, a marvel of precise biological engineering and chemical elegance, a testament to efficiency. This soft, internal light is magically born from a quiet, intricate, internal alchemy, a silent chemical dance performed with exquisite precision within the small beetles. They contain a special, delicate pair of molecules, like a perfectly synchronized pair of quiet, graceful dancers engaged in a timeless, intricate performance of molecular ballet. There is the fascinating molecule called luciferin, the bioluminescent substrate, which acts as the fuel, and an elegant enzyme called luciferase, the precise catalyst which orchestrates the reaction. When these two remarkable components gracefully come together with the precise presence of oxygen within the carefully controlled and specialized environment of the firefly's small body, they meticulously, almost magically, create a soft, secret, and truly wondrous light, a living beacon that transcends mere chemistry. It is a self-contained, pre-programmed gift, a natural DIY glow-in-the-dark phenomenon, or more vividly, a pre-packaged bioluminescence bomb that precisely lights up at just the right, predetermined moment, a testament to nature's impeccable timing and intrinsic wisdom, a perfect burst of light when needed. This light, so ethereal and mesmerizing in its simplicity and cool emission, is purely their own creation. an intrinsic, inseparable part of their very being, not dependent on external sources. It is not a mere reflection of the distant moon's cold silver gleam, or the scattered external brilliance of the countless stars in the celestial expanse, but rather a unique, purely internal, and entirely self contained gift, radiating organically from within their own life force, a profound internal power. This profound idea of a light that is inherently cold and produces no heat whatsoever, generating only pure illumination, is a beautiful, powerful metaphor for a human mind deeply at rest, utterly devoid of agitation, friction, or mental overheating. A mind that is occupied with pervasive anxiety, consumed by relentless worry, or engaged in frantic circular overthinking often feels distinctly hot or overheated, buzzing with restless, counterproductive energy, much like a rapidly spinning, friction generating machine or a fevered brow. The firefly's cool, calm light presents a direct counter image, a calming suggestion, an implicit invitation that the listener possesses the innate ability to generate their own profound state of calm, a state that is active in its serene presence, yet utterly unagitated, peaceful within its core. The source of this soothing light, this inherent calm, is entirely internal, not dependent on external factors, circumstances, or demands, subtly suggesting that the power to achieve deep calm and restorative rest ultimately comes from within the listener themselves, a boundless, inexhaustible wellspring of inner peace and tranquility. The firefly's quiet, intricate alchemy, a hidden wonder of the natural world, serves as a profound and gentle reminder of the unseen, gentle yet incredibly powerful and continuous processes that are always silently happening in the vast interconnected world around us, and indeed within the intricate workings of our own bodies and minds. Their internal light is not a result of external stimulation, a reaction to outside forces, or a response to environmental pressures, but rather a pure intrinsic and profoundly internal process, a self generated miracle of life and being. This chapter gently guides the mind to embrace this very concept of an internal glow, to cultivate and find a deep and abiding sense of peace that is not dependent on the chaotic or demanding outside world, on external validation or achievement, but rather springs forth from the quiet, calm, and perfectly synchronized workings of the self, an inner sanctuary of tranquility. This internal light, once recognized, nurtured, and allowed to shine, can become a soft, unwavering guide into a deeper, more profound state of rest, a final, gentle, almost imperceptible flickering, a quiet farewell to the conscious world before the mind completely and peacefully surrenders to the profound embrace of sleep, a soft, luminous transition into dreams. Chapter 8: The Spiral of Stillness. The script now gracefully begins its gentle, winding circle back, thoughtfully repeating and reinforcing the most calming and centrally important ideas, guiding the mind deeper, ever deeper, into a state of profound tranquility and pre sleep awareness, a gentle descent into repose. The soothing coolness of the night air, now a pervasive, enveloping presence, and the soft, expansive velvet dark, are felt and deeply absorbed once more, permeating every fiber of being, wrapping the listener in a comforting, familiar embrace, a blanket woven from the very essence of night. The fireflies themselves are now less of a grand, vibrant spectacle demanding conscious attention and more of a steady, quiet, almost ethereal presence, their gentle lights becoming a familiar, comforting part of the deepening stillness, like old trusted friends leading the way. The mind lovingly returns to the slow, unhurried, almost dreamlike flight paths that were so beautifully described earlier in the narrative, allowing the imagery to settle and soothe, replaying them as a calming internal loop. The gentle, characteristic J pattern, a soft, arcing light, tracing an elegant, familiar curve in the vast, dark night air, reappears vividly and effortlessly in the mind's eye, a consistent, calming visual that requires no effort to process, a known, comforting shape, the continuous, unwavering glow of the elusive blue ghost firefly, a soft, persistent bluish green light that hovers mysteriously low to the ground for an extended period, sometimes up to 15 seconds, a marvel of sustained luminescence is brought to the fore again, a perfect enduring symbol of patient, unwavering calm and sustained tranquility, inviting prolonged, effortless contemplation without strain. As the journey towards deeper, more profound rest continues its gentle, effortless progression, the various visual and auditory cues that have skillfully guided the listener begin their gradual, almost imperceptible fade, one by one, releasing their hold on conscious attention. The lights from the fireflies become fewer and farther between, more sparse, their individual flashes stretching longer and slower, becoming more diffused and less distinct, subtly dissolving into the increasing, all encompassing darkness like embers fading. The constant rhythmic chorus of insects, once a vibrant surround sound of distinct chirps and buzzes, gradually diminishes into a gentle, almost indistinguishable hum, a single constant pervasive drone that delicately envelops the entire field in a soft, sound-absorbing blanket, muting the world's edges and softening all harsh realities, creating an auditory void of peace. This purposeful repetition of familiar, soothing elements is a highly effective hypnotic tool, generously giving the mind a safe, familiar, and predictable path to effortlessly follow, initiating a slow, gentle, and irresistible descent into a profound state of pre-sleep, where the line between wakefulness and slumber blurs into a seamless, comforting transition. By returning to these deeply familiar and comforting concepts, the mind is able to gradually and gracefully release its tenacious hold on active analytical thought, allowing it to drift freely, unburdened by conscious effort, surrendering to the natural pull of rest. The repetition itself acts as a form of gentle induction, slowly dulling the active conscious mind and allowing the deeper, more receptive subconscious to gently and naturally take over, guiding the listener further and further into deep restorative rest beyond the veil of ordinary thought. The world in its entirety is now settling into its deepest, most profound rhythm, a primal, ancient beat of stillness and peace, echoing the very first moments of creation. The active, demanding dialogue of the busy day is definitively over, extinguished by the encroaching night, its echoes silenced, and even the gentle, passive dialogue of the nocturnal world has also begun its slow, quiet surrender, its soft whispers fading into a collective hum of slumber. The field is not empty or desolate, but rather filled with a quiet, diminishing energy, a lingering calm that permeates every blade of grass and every whisper of air, a palpable sense of peace. The mind can now effortlessly drift on this exquisite spiral of repetition, patiently following the familiar, comforting path of the J curve, the soft, diminishing pulse, and the steady, encompassing hum, until there is no conscious thought left to follow, no narrative to pursue, no problem to solve, just pure, quiet being, a state of serene emptiness and profound presence. This slow, deliberate descent is a peaceful, willing surrender, a final, complete release into the growing, profound stillness that envelops everything, preparing the body and mind for deep, unblemished slumber, a gentle easing into unconsciousness. The very fabric of time seems to slow, stretching out into an eternity of calm as the last vestiges of thought dissipate, leaving only the profound peace of the present moment. Chapter 9, Drifting into Stillness. Now, as the narrative reaches its serene culmination, a final tender series of simple, exquisitely calming images softly presents itself to the mind's inner eye, acting as the ultimate soothing lullaby for the soul, a quiet symphony of closure. There is the very last lingering flicker of a firefly in the vast darkening field, a soft, slow pulse of light that seems to hang suspended, almost defying gravity and the passage of time in the cool night air for a precious, extended moment, its final gentle farewell before gracefully, almost regretfully, disappearing completely into the profound depths of the night, leaving only its luminous memory behind. The pervasive darkness is now utterly complete, boundless, and all encompassing, a total embrace that absorbs all light and sound, but it is not empty, terrifying, or foreboding. Rather, it is filled with a comforting, protective presence, a soft, gentle weight, a silent assurance of safety. The air, having cooled throughout the evening, is exquisitely cool and incomparably soft against the skin, a velvety caress, cradling the entire world in its tender, enveloping embrace, a silent cosmic hug of unparalleled comfort and security, sealing the world in a peaceful slumber. The humble, persistent fireflies, which are so often overlooked or entirely missed in the harsh, revealing, and busy light of day, their quiet magic obscured by the sun's brilliance, have, through their gentle, unwavering luminescence, exquisitely fulfilled their profound purpose, their nightly mission complete. They have illuminated the way, guided the path, and soothed the soul with their gentle light, providing a soft beacon in the dark, and now their beautiful work is gracefully done, their mission accomplished, yielding to the profound, deepening stillness of the late night, having delivered their gift. The listener is now gently, lovingly guided to imagine themselves as an integral, harmonious part of this quiet, serene world, a gentle internal glow, radiating softly and consistently within the encompassing darkness, a luminous core of peace that emanates from within, untouched by external conditions. The mind, once perhaps chaotic, restless, and agitated by the day's demands, its endless stream of thoughts and concerns, is now imagined as a single, steady, unwavering light, not frantically flashing with urgency or racing with 1,000 restless, unbidden thoughts, not seeking answers or solutions, but simply glowing, a quiet, constant, internal presence, a beacon of inner peace that requires no effort to maintain or sustain, simply existing in its own tranquil light. The final, most comforting, and deeply symbolic image presented is that of the glowworm, the larval stage of the firefly, burrowed deeply and securely in the cool, nurturing earth, nestled intimately within the profound safety of the moist soil and the soft, decomposing leaf litter, protected from all external disturbances and the clamor of the world above. Its singular purpose at this stage is simply to be, to exist safely, steadily, and peacefully, radiating its constant internal light in the profound protective darkness, a testament to unhurried, natural existence. Its light is not a call for attention or a signal to others, not an invitation for interaction or a display for observation, but rather a patient, constant, and inherently protected glow, a powerful symbol of deep, safe, and profoundly restful sleep, an emblem of ultimate surrender to tranquility and the natural cycles of life and death, of waking and resting. The world has settled into its deepest slumber, finding its perfect equilibrium and quietude, and the mind can now do precisely the same, following the world's peaceful, effortless lead, sinking deeper into its own restorative darkness. The script, in its gentle wisdom, does not conclude with a definitive, abrupt ending or a final declarative statement, no harsh punctuation to jar the senses, but rather with a graceful natural fade, allowing the listener to gently, seamlessly transition from active listening to profound, effortless rest. The final, gentle repetitions of the most calming, deeply resonant ideas, the cool, enveloping air, the soft, nurturing earth, the profound silence, and the quiet internal light slowly and subtly dissolve into the enveloping, pervasive hum of the night, becoming one with the quietude, indistinct, and merging into a single, peaceful sensation. There is only the overwhelming, comforting feeling of letting go completely, of effortlessly floating on the gentle, serene surface of sleep, like a leaf on a calm pond, and then softly, inexorably sinking into its deep, quiet currents, embracing the profound depths of unconsciousness, where dreams may begin to weave their silent stories. The mind is gently carried away by the increasing stillness, surrendering fully to its embrace, releasing all thought, and the body is completely at rest, heavy, relaxed, and utterly peaceful, a profound sense of weightlessness grounded in serenity. All is profoundly quiet, all is completely calm, a perfect, serene, and deeply restorative end to the day, and a welcoming, effortless beginning to the night's deep healing rest.